I was done after that song, and I'd have to go home and rest up, and then the next day hopefully get another song in.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and you guys put out your album as well on vinyl. There's a lot of bands, obviously vinyl's coming back, and it's cool that you made an actual full album, because it seems like a lot of bands, even new bands and older bands, are making EPs. It kind of seems like, because of people's attention spans are not, people don't listen to full albums anymore, sadly. I mean, I do, but it just seems that this new thing now is EP.
There's always this thing where people have been saying that full albums are dead, and that's been going on since we've been making records, I don't know what makes people want to say things like that. I don't know what drives people to make sweeping comments, but they continue to do it, and they end up looking like jackasses.
Yeah.
People like records, and people say they don't, but they do. But I mean, that was one of the ideas with this record, was to have a bunch of singles and release a bunch of singles over the course of the year. And we just decided to scrap that idea. And like Pixies had made a bunch of EPs, and then they put them together as a record. And the response to that was, everybody, when the record finally came out, was like, oh, we've heard all this stuff, who cares? I was like, well, we don't want to do that, because you used to be able to do that, like with the Beatles or the Stones, and they'd release a bunch of singles, put them together with the record, and that's what we thought we could do. But I don't think you can do that anymore. I think you can't get away with that.
You guys did use the Pledge music, though,
right,
to record this album, and how did that all come together?
Well, that was cool, because we were sort of able to do that and not do that. Like, we could give people rough mixes as we were making the record. So there was this thing where for 6 months, people were plugged into what we were doing with the record, and we could get them early mixes and stuff like that. So when the record came out, it wasn't, they hadn't heard it all, and it wasn't stale, and it wasn't been there, heard that, so that was really a great way for us to sort of do that idea, but not do that idea.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
And I'm always interested too, as well as the artwork of your guys' albums. And with this one, Hey Killer, it's really interesting. The guy has a mustache, sunglasses, 3 faces. Reminds me of like a early porn actor or something. How did that artwork come to be?
Our friend Phil Blythe, and he lives in LA, and we were talking to him about doing a cover, and so he had some ideas, and we